When I went to Singapore a while ago, I talked about self-reliance. I talk about how can we learn to depend on ourselves more. After the talk, there's one Chinese people came to me. He looked very serious. He said, "You are a dangerous person. I don't want my kids to hear what you say because you will stop the economic growth, you will stop the development in the world." He said, if all people in the world become farmer, or if people all over in the world live like me, how can we make our country develop? How can we make our country become rich? So think in this way, it's not good for the country, not good for people. He worried a lot about it. And then after that, I got a few comments from people who said the same thing, similar thing. So I think it's interesting, how can people think like this? Because the reality is, it's impossible that everybody will think like this and want to live like this. It's impossible because the world is diversity. We need diversity, and the nature is diversity. It's impossible to make everybody think the same way and do the same thing. It never happens. So what they worry is will never happen. So I want to explain a little bit for many people who maybe still have some question like that. So if we live like this, it doesn't mean we refuse money, we refuse technology. We still make money and use money like normal people. We can make economic growth, but grow in a sustainable way, not grow rapidly and then collapse rapidly, like in many countries. So if we live like this, we have the good base. Our good base is we have food, we have natural resources, we have good communities, good food, everything, basic need, we have it. And then the rest of our time, we can do business, we can do things, we can develop technology, we can develop anything. If we develop in this way, it will be more stable than what we are doing now. What we are doing now, many people just develop the skill to make money. How can we make more money? But we ignore the skill how to rely on ourselves. So that's not secure to rely on money, power only. When money collapses, everything collapses. So it's good to have some second plan, or they have more choice in our life. It's good to have more choice. If we have good base, we have food, we have natural resources, we have water, we have good family, good communities, so we go out to do business outside. If our business collapses, we still come back to our base, so we will not suffer much. This is the meaning that I'm talking about. So to be self-reliant, it does mean we refuse profit, we refuse money. We make money, we want money, but it have to be fair. Fair for human and fair for the nature, fair for environment, fair for everything. Not just higher profit like what we learn from university now. We did not think about the highest profit. And then We think about fair profit, and in the same time, our profit is not only money. Another profit is good health, good communities, good natural resources, good environment. So this is the profit that we expect to get it too, not just money. So when we understand like this, there's no way that we cannot develop. We did not against the technology, we did not against the money, but we just against unlimited profit. That's what we don't want it. Or making profit without responsibility to people, to nature. That is what we don't want it. So to come back to think about self-reliance is mean come back to be aware about ourselves. And ourselves is not only my body, it's including air, plants, animal, water, people, and everything around me. So everything combined together. This is we call our body. It's not just only this body. This body is just tiny piece of the real body that we have. So when we think like this, we have nothing to worry. What's the benefit of economic growth? We have a lot of money, GDP go up high, everything go well, but people have to work more than 10 hours per day. No time to rest, no time to think about family, no time to eat good food, just eat garbage, eat junk. What's the point of develop in that way? So, sustainable way of living or self-reliant way of living, it doesn't mean we refuse things. We think about economic growth in different way from what we have now. Now we think about if GDP high, that means we are success in business. We develop well, we doing good. But the reality is when economic high, when GDP go high, up high, that means we have less natural resources. We consume too much natural resources. And then we have bad health, bad communities. Because we have no time for family, no time for community, no time to take care of our health. We just make economic growth. So for us, GDP high, that means disaster. GDP high, because you will have less natural resource. We'll have more garbage, we'll have more problem. So when GDP low, but the resources will go up high, people healthy, people be more happy. So there are many ways of growth, many ways of development. And then there are many ways of developing technology. There are many ways, not just only to keep going the way we are going now. So when we think about self-reliance, it does mean we go backward. We stop doing things. We do not try to do things. We just stay there and content with what we have. Don't grow, don't take care of anything. It's not like that. That means ignorance is not living in the self-sufficient way. Self-sufficient way is about designing, about design, how to create the system to make the natural resources propagate more, how to design to make our health better, how to design to make our community, our family healthier and have fun together more. It's about that. So I just want to make sure that people understand the same thing, understand the same meaning. When we talk about self-reliance, talk about come back to depend on ourselves more, it does mean we stop growing. So it may be different way of development, different way of growth, but it's one way of growth. I think it's interesting to think about it.